boundaries are really important with any piece of state land because you're going to have people doing outdoor recreation and hunting on these lands, and obviously you have private landowners that adjoin it. This is a new wildlife management area that we recently acquired, and one of the first steps we need to take as land surveyors with the new land acquisitions is getting the boundaries marked and painted. When we first started this survey, we set these points kind of around the entire project, and this is just one of them. So we're using GPS today, and we can come set up over these points that we have established known coordinates on. And then we basically, somewhat in a simplified sense, take measurements based off that. This base will broadcast its coordinates out all day while we're working. This is called the rover. So this rover is communicating with that base and with the satellites and calculating its position here. So we can move around the site with the rover, and you can hear it talking to us, and it's constantly in communication with that base receiver. We have a point that's supposed to be a corner of a property that adjoins the state parcel, and there's supposed to be a wire fence line running to that corner. So right now we're just working on trying to find this wire fence line, which is more of what we would call fence line remains. So there's pieces of it in trees, pieces of it like here on the ground. And we're just working our way along that line with the assumption that, eventually that wire fence will take us to the property corner, or at least in that general area. When they would have put the wire in the trees originally, the trees were much smaller, and those trees continue to grow to the point where eventually the wire appears like it runs right through the middle of the tree. And that's why Travis will run a metal detector along the edges of the tree to try to sense that. You might not see it from the outside, but there's wire in there. One of my favorite parts about land surveying is the research and how that affects the field work, and just putting together the history of these parcels and really delving into the past owners and how the land's changed over time, which is a really fun thing, especially in the state of New York and all of the history that it has. So we spend a lot of time at different places researching, like clerks' offices and historical societies, pulling old maps and documents. And then we essentially get to come out in the field and try to find those pieces of evidence. And it's just like a treasure hunt every day.